Hi everyone, it's Kelly. So welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming my April reading wrap up. If you want to know all of the books that I read in April, you're going to need to also watch my mid-month wrap up where I talk about the first amount of books that I read. This part is just going to go from, I think it's like the 15th of the month all the way to the end of the month. These are the books that I read in that time. Yes, I read an obscene amount of books. I know, I don't have a life. This is like all I do. So with that being said, I hope that you enjoy this video. So let's get started with our first book. The first book that I read in the second half of the month was I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman. And this book was a 5-star book. It's incredible. It's really short and it's all one big chapter. So there's like no chapters. So go into that knowing that. It is incredibly beautiful. It is stunning. The writing in this is just gorgeous. This book follows our main character who has been trapped in like an underground bunker, and she's there with, I want to say 39 women. She's imprisoned in this cage and she's watched by guards all the time. So they're always watched. They're always on display essentially for these guards. And this book follows a young girl. So she is the youngest of all of the women who are in this underground cage and this underground bunker. She's the youngest, and so she's not really like fitting in with everybody. She's a little bit different than everyone. So it's her struggling with being the youngest and being trapped in this place and discovering kind of what's going on in this world. It is so mysterious. It is so good, like so good. The message of this story is incredible. You just absolutely have to read it. Like I said, it's really short. You can read it quickly. It was so good. I highly recommend this one. I love dystopian books and this one was just sheer perfection. So the next book that I read for the second half of the month was Rebel Wish by Kristen Ciccarelli. This is the second book in the Heartless Hunter series, in the Crimson Moth duology. This is the second final book and this was incredible. I loved this book. I also rated this one 5 stars. It was the perfect ending to this duology. So if you don't know what The Heartless Hunter is about, that's the first book in this duology. The Heartless Hunter follows our main character Rune, and she is a witch. She is a special witch called the Crimson Moth. So she's kind of like a witch vigilante because in this world, witches are not allowed to exist. Essentially, they must be sentenced to death. So it's her undercover as a witch, the Crimson Moth, and it's her relationship with Gideon, who is a notorious witch hunter. So the two of them are kind of using each other. They're to see, like, he has an inkling that she might be the Crimson Moth, but he doesn't know for sure, and she wants to get more information from him. So they're really using each other, but it's also their love story, and it is just so good. If you want a true enemies to lovers, you have to read this, and the second book was just as good as the first one. I highly recommend this duology if you're looking for a new like romantasy series to get into. Then the next book I read was Summer in the City by Alex Aster. This is my first Alex Aster. I know she wrote the Lightlark series and I have that one on my TBR, but I just haven't read it yet. But this was such a good romance. I rated this one 4.5 stars. It follows our main character and she is experiencing writer's block. She moves to New York City where she runs into kind of like an ex-fling, and the two of them are kind of seriously opposed. Like, she absolutely hates him from her past experience with him, and so it's them again falling in love, and it is just such a sweet romance. If you're looking for a fun time, I highly recommend this one. It's not too long. It was just really good. 4.5 stars from me. I really enjoyed it. So if you're looking for something that's like lovers to enemies back to lovers again, so good. I really enjoyed this one. The next book I read was also a 4.5 star book, and that is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. This book was stunning. It was beautiful. It was lyrical. It was everything I was wanting from it. It basically is like tagged as a book that compares to The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which is one of my favorite books of all time, and I definitely see the connection. So basically it's about these two people and they are like reincarnated over and over again, and in every life they kill each other. So they fall in love and they kill each other. So they're like essentially like these soulmates, but they are also always having to kill each other, and the storyline of why that happens is it's just so good. I would definitely recommend this one. I think that this one is a beautiful, beautiful book if you're looking for something similar to The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Next book I read was a 5-star book, and that is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Emily Henry can do no wrong in my book. This book has been getting some hate, and I don't see it. I feel like this is one of Emily Henry's best. It follows our main character. She's wanting to write the biography of this famous heiress, and she goes to meet this famous heiress, and when she's leaving, she sees this man who is a super famous author, like really famous, and he is also in the running to write this heiress's biography. So the two of them are kind of competing to write this biography, and of course they're also falling in love. This one definitely is more women's fiction-y than romance, but the romance in here is still really, really beautiful. I really enjoyed this book, and I think that if you like Emily Henry, you will like this book. I think that some people who have liked Emily Henry in the past and didn't like this book, I think they just went in with the wrong expectations. I mean, maybe not, but I just feel like this book is one of Emily Henry's best. I really enjoyed it. Then I read another 5-star book, and that is Swordheart by T. Kingfisher. I adore T. Kingfisher. Absolutely adore T. Kingfisher. I have never read a book by T. Kingfisher that I have not liked, and this one is definitely no different. So this one follows our main character she's inherited a bunch of money, but her family is making it really, really difficult for her to want to have this money. So she decides that she's going to kill herself. So she takes the sword down from her wall, she opens up the sword, and out pops this man. So this man has been hiding in the sword for the entire time. So he is like, I'm here to defend you, like, what are you going to do? And she's like, well, I was gonna kill myself. And he's like, well, I can't let you do that. And so it's their story going on this great adventure to escape from her family, and it is just such a good story. It's so unique. T. Kingfisher has such a unique way of writing that I just can't put her books down. This one was just so good. Such a unique premise, and the follow-through was there. I absolutely loved this one. Next, I read Bull Moon Rising by Ruby Dixon. This was a 4-star book for me. I loved it. It was really fun, just a really fun time. If you're looking for like a monster romance, this one is kind of a really good entry point. I mean, he is definitely like very monstery, very monstery, but he also has just this amazing personality. It was just such a fun time. So our main character, she wants to join this artifact. All of those words sound exactly the same. She wants to join the artifact guild to save her family because her family doesn't have a lot of money. And our main male character, he is kind of like in charge of her at this archaeology place. I keep doing that. This artifact place. And so he is like her trainer. So it's like he's training her to join the guild, and she is like his underling. So they end up doing a marriage of convenience because he's about to go through this time where he's going to basically rut, and he needs a woman, and she needs a chaperone to let her into the artifact guild. So they kind of come up with this marriage of convenience to be together, and it is just so adorable to watch them fall in love. It was such a good book. I love Ruby Dixon. Ruby Dixon can do no wrong in my book. I really enjoyed this one. Then I read another book with a really unique premise, and that is Sharkheart, a love story by Emily Habeck. This book I rated 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. So this book follows a woman whose husband is slowly transforming into a great white shark, and it's her kind of grappling with the idea that he's not going to be there forever, but she still loves him. And so we follow her kind of dealing with this, and we also follow him dealing with the fact that he's going to be a great white shark, and the storyline just expands and expands. It just becomes such this beautiful story. If you're looking for something unique and sad and really sad, this book is a really good book to read. I recommend it. I really did enjoy it. Next book I read is a book that I checked out for my library, and that is Not a Happy Family by Shari Lapena. And this was a pretty solid thriller. I enjoyed it. I wanted to find out what happened at the end. I couldn't put it down. I thought that it was a fun book, and I really feel like this book has inspired me to read more from this author. This book I rated 3 stars. It was pretty solid. I wanted to read to the end. I didn't DNF it, which I have a history of DNFing this month. I couldn't get through books. So this one kept me going. So this one follows this family the two parents are murdered one night, and so all of the siblings are kind of suspect in who is the person who killed them. And so it just follows that story, trying to figure out who murdered the parents, and they're all kind of coming to terms that maybe one of them is the person who did it. It is just really fascinating. Like I said, I rated it 3 stars. I think it's a pretty solid thriller. Definitely not one of my favorites, but I didn't hate it. So that's that. The final book that I read this month was Curvy Girl Summer by Danielle Allen, and I read this book from my library, but I loved it so much that I went ahead and purchased my own copy so that I could have it on my shelf for forever. So this book, oh my gosh, it was right up my alley. It was the perfect fun romance that I needed to get me out of all my stage of DNFing books. This book follows our main character who is about to turn 30. I can relate. I'm about to turn 30, and she is single. I can relate. I am also single. So it's her going through the journey of dating people, and she ends up bringing these guys to this bar where she meets the bartender, and the bartender decides that he's going to help her find love. But of course, it doesn't go to plan, and the two of them fall in love. It is just such a wonderful story. It had me on the edge of my seat. The spice in here is incredible. Everything about this book was just perfect for me. I rated this one 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. And that, my friends, is the final book that I read this month. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found some good books to read, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye!